Hey guys, Dr. Bergmann here again at Rosemeyer Jones Chiropractic. Today we're going to be talking about some things that you can do whether you're in the car or at work or if you have to sit for a long period of time. A lot of times people have low back discomfort from sitting for too long. So I'll show you some things that you can do to try to modify that to help you out. So we can see here the way that she's sitting, the goal is to try to get your hips above your knees, or your knees should be lower than your hips. And the way that she's sitting now, her knees are sitting above her hips. And when she does that, it causes your hip flexor to become tight. And when the hip flexor becomes tight, it can cause a lot of issues, mostly low back pain, but it can also cause what's called a lower cross syndrome. So, and that affects a lot of areas of the body that can cause complications. One thing that we want to try to do is then to raise the hips up above the knees. So in her case, I'm going to have her lift her chair up more. So her hips start to come up and her knees are lower than. So now you can see we're at 90 degrees or even slightly less. Now if you're a little bit shorter or your feet can't touch the floor when your chair is up that high, I always say put some phone books, if those even exist anymore, some textbooks or something that you can rest your feet on so your feet aren't just dangling then if you're not tall enough to reach there. By lifting up your seat in your car, you may not be able to you may not be able to raise or vertically lift your seat. So one thing that you can do is instead of raising, to sit back into the chair more, so you're sitting more upright instead of slouching in that rounded position. The more rounded our spine is and the lower our hips are compared to our knees, it's going to cause a lot of issues. So try, if you've got low back pain and you notice it more when you're sitting in a car or sitting at work, try to raise your chair up a little bit so your hips are higher than your knees, and that should help take some of the tension off. Now next week, if you check out our video, we're going to go over some specific strengthening exercises for the muscles in the back side and to stretch those hip flexor muscles out, so that way you can have some extra things to do as well. So I appreciate you tuning in, listening. Again, I'm Dr. Dave Bergmann here at Rosemeyer Jones Chiropractic.